You've felt this happen, and you've never told anyone. You were drawn to a face, properly pulled, and then some small thing gave it away. A line near the eyes, a softness at the jaw that wasn't there a few years ago. The smallest sign that she was older than the number your eye had been hoping for. And the pull didn't fade politely. It switched off. Fast, cold, like a hand throwing a breaker. You felt it go, and part of you flinched at how easily it went, because you didn't decide any of that. Something in you clocked her age before you'd even finished looking, ran a sum you would be ashamed to say to her face, and made the call without you. That's the part no one admits out loud. Your attraction isn't kind, and it was never yours. It runs a rule so old and so cold that it can kill what you feel in half a second, over a number. And you never once see it work. You just get handed the verdict, and you call it chemistry. So look at what it's actually reading. Once you see the list, you won't be able to stop seeing it. Line up the faces that have wrecked you a little, and they share the same handful of things. Big eyes, full lips, a small nose, a soft jaw, a fine chin, cheekbones set high, skin so clear it almost throws the light back at you. Not one of those is a taste. Every one of them is a clock. Wide eyes, full lips, and a delicate jaw are what estrogen carves into a face. During the narrow years, a body is best able to make life. Clear, even skin is a health report you can read across a crowded room. You think you're admiring her. You're checking a date stamp. How young, how well, how fertile, and reading it so fast that all that reaches you is one glowing word. Beautiful. That word was never a compliment. It's the result of an exam you didn't know you were sitting, and it lays a trap you're already standing in. Because if beauty is just this fertility signal, every man alive should want the same single woman. The most fertile-looking face should win, for everyone, every time. That's plainly not the world. You have a type, the guy next to you has another. So either the signal isn't the whole story, or your type is keeping a secret from you. Here's the line everyone hides behind. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's subjective, to each their own. It's a bedtime story. And the people who study this can pull it apart in front of you. Sit a newborn, some only days old, brand new to the whole idea of having eyes, in front of two faces. One adults called beautiful, one they didn't. The baby stares longer at the one the grown-ups picked. No culture yet, no standards, no taste of any kind, and it already agrees with you. Carry the same faces to strangers on opposite ends of the earth, people who share no language and no history, and their rankings fall into the same order anyway. Beauty was never in the eye of the beholder. It was fitted into the eye, at the factory, in every beholder, long before any of you got a say. And you can watch the machine do the arithmetic right now. Keep your eyes on the screen. Ordinary faces, not one you'd turn around for. Now watch what happens when we average them. Not crown a winner. Blend them. Melt all of them down into one. That woman does not exist. Nobody in that grid looks like her. She's all of them at once, and she is more beautiful than any single face that built her. Add more strangers to the mix, and she only gets more beautiful. Perfection was never a person. It's the middle of a crowd. And why it hits you is almost insulting. A face this average is a face your brain has to do almost no work to read. It slides in, frictionless, effortless, and your brain feels that ease and pays you out in pleasure. Half of what you just felt looking at a woman who doesn't exist was your own mind enjoying a shortcut. So it's universal, it's automatic, it's older than any culture on earth. Fine, but that only sharpens the thing that won't fit. If the settings are identical in everyone, why does one beautiful face change how you treat her? A detector detects. It has no business handing out character references. Yours hands them out by the fistful. And this is the part that should put a real chill in you. The instant you register a face as beautiful, quicker than a blink, before a thought can even finish. Your brain doesn't stop at attractive. It quietly rules that she's also kinder, smarter, more honest, warmer, more capable, more worth trusting than whoever's standing beside her. She hasn't said a word, and your mind wrote her a glowing reference and forged your name at the bottom. They call it the halo effect, and it bends real lives out of shape. Beautiful people get hired more and paid more for identical work, enough that across a career, it quietly stacks into a small fortune nobody earned. Beautiful defendants in real courtrooms tend to walk out with shorter sentences. We hold beautiful babies more gently and talk to them more. A face lifts or sinks an entire life before its owner has done a single thing to deserve either. But here's the blade folded inside the gift. It can turn on you. Let someone use their beauty to lie, a con, a seduction, a betrayal, and the verdict flips hard. People punish the beautiful ones worse. The same halo that opens every door slams on your fingers the second you feel it played you. Because it was never admiration to begin with. It was trust you handed over for free. And nothing on this earth makes a person angrier than realizing they gave their trust to a face that hadn't earned a scrap of it. So it's rigged, it's universal, and it quietly runs your read on people's souls. And still, you'll swear one thing is yours: your type. The particular face that levels you and does nothing for your best friend. If the rules are baked into everyone alike, where did your own private taste even come from? Somewhere you won't enjoy. The more you see a face, any face, the more your brain warms to it. Familiar reads as safe, and safe quietly reads as good. So every face you grew up drowning in, family, your street, your town, 10,000 faces you saw before you were old enough to know you were looking, they set the dial for what right feels like to you. Your perfect face is, in part, just an echo of the faces you happen to stand near. That's why beauty fashions drift. One era wants soft, the next wants sharp, while the bones of it, the symmetry, the skin, the youth, never move an inch. The paint changes, the engine underneath is 100,000 years old. Your type is that ancient engine, wearing a coat of paint your childhood chose for you. The one preference you bet your life was uniquely, personally yours, was handed to you by strangers whose faces you can't even remember. So strip it down to the frame, a fertility test, dressed as a health check, dressed as a taste you never picked. The whole thing wrapped up in one glowing word: cold, mechanical, a machine sorting bodies. And if that's all it is, then explain the ache. Explain why a face can hollow you out. Machines don't ache. So what is the feeling actually for? You've had it backwards this whole time. You thought this was seeing, your eyes catching good genes the way a lens catches light. But seeing doesn't move you, and what a face does to you was never information. It's a pull, a hunger. Now and then, something close to going to your knees. That's the whole thing the machine was built around. The feeling was never there to tell you she's beautiful. It was there to make you go get her. Beauty isn't a fact your eyes report. Beauty is a bribe, a jolt of helpless yes your own genes slip you to walk you toward the person carrying what they want to keep alive. The rush is real. It was just never about her. It's a hook set behind your ribs, and the line runs back 2 million years, and every pull you've ever mistaken for love was something far older, reeling you exactly where it wanted you to stand. Which leaves the sentence you'll fight the hardest. You have never once wanted a person. You've wanted a signal, young, well, alive, and every face you couldn't tear your eyes off was only ever the place that signal happened to be standing that day. And here's what should actually stop you after all of it. Knowing this changes nothing. You can name every gear in the machine, catch every trick, replay this whole thing back to yourself word for word, And the next face that stops you will stop you just as hard. And the yes will land just as fast and just as uninvited. You can no more think your way out of it than you can decide to stop being hungry. But maybe that's not the loss it sounds like, because that same helpless pole is the only reason your line is here at all. Every ancestor who felt it, chased it, and lived. Everyone who felt nothing left no one behind to feel anything. You are the living end of 2 million years of people who were moved by a face and could not help themselves. The pole isn't a flaw in you. It might be the oldest, truest thing you own. It just was never yours to command. So the next time it happens, the lurch, the yes, before a single thought is yours, don't trust it. Don't fight it either. Just notice for 1 second that something older than your name is looking out through your eyes, and it is already decided, and it is calling that decision love. And you'll believe it every single time. You always have.